Hey guys, what's up? So we're gonna be dealing with more mixed numbers, okay guys? And this says in solving problems dealing with mixed numbers, we need to follow the order of arithmetic operations defined by BODMAS or BOMDAS, right? But remember we prefer to use BODMAS, right? And you remember the rules, brackets, then of division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. Okay, guys? All right, so those are the rules, and we need to follow the rules to solve this problem here. It says 8 and 1 over 3 plus 2 and 5 over 6 minus 3 and 4 over 9. Okay? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're not really seeing any brackets, and we're not seeing any division or multiplication. So the first thing we're going to do is add. Okay, so we're going to add these, right? And usually when we're dealing with mixed numbers, the first thing we do is just add all the whole numbers, right? So we're going to end up with 8 plus 2, and we're going to add that to the minus 3, which is minus 3. Then since we're finished with the whole numbers over here, then we add the fractions together, which is 1 over 3 plus 5 over 6 plus the negative 4 over 9, which is negative 4 over 9. Cool? All right, so when we add these, we get 10 minus 3. 10 minus 3 would be 7, right? Plus, okay, so we need to find the LCM between 3, 6, and 9. Let's just use the lovely method here, 3, 6, 9. And let's divide through. Can any of these be divided by 2, 3, 5, 7, 11? Can any of these be divided by 2? Yes, 6 can be divided by 2. So 2 goes into 6, and you get 3. Right, 2 goes into 6 3 times. Then the 3 remains the same, the 9 remains the same. Can 2 go into 3, 3, or 9? No. Can 3 go into 3, 3, and 9? Yes. 3 can go into 3, 3, and 9. So we're going to get 1, 1, and 3. Can 2 go into 1, 1, and 3? No. Can 3 go into 3, 1, 1, and 3? Yes. So we're going to get 1, 1, 1, which is what we're supposed to get at the end of the lovely method. This is the lovely method to find the LCM of the denominators. Okay. All right, guys. So for the LCM, 2 times 3 would give us 6, and 6 times 3 would give us 18. So the LCM is 18. All right. So we're going to put 18 here, and 3 goes into 18 6 times. So we're going to get the numerator, which is 1 multiplied by 3 goes into 18 6 times. Right. Plus 6 goes into 18 3 times. So we're going to get 5, which is the numerator here, multiplied by 3, right? Plus, minus, sorry, because this is a minus. 9 goes into 18 2 times. So we're going to get 4, which is the numerator here, 4 multiplied by 2. All right. So we're going to end up with 7 plus 1 times 6 will give us 6, plus 3 times 5 is 15, minus 4 times 2, which is 8 over 18. All right, so we're going to end up with 15 plus 6 is 21. 21 minus 8 is 13. All right, so we're going to end up with 7 and 13 over 18. And that's the answer. All right, guys. Okay, so this one doesn't really test the knowledge too much, but as you can see, we added first, and we basically did the subtraction last. So we still have to follow the rules, but let's look at another example where you definitely need to follow the rules. All right, guys? All right, guys, great. So let's look at this example here. And remember, we're going to use BODMAS. This is what we prefer to use, right? And we'll have 5 and 1 over 6 multiplied by 8 over 9 divided by 2 and 3 over 4. So there are no brackets, and then of division. So we're going to divide first, okay? So we're going to have 5 and 1 over 6 here multiplied by 8 over 9 but we're gonna divide first, right? So first thing we want to do is change this into our improper fraction, okay? And how do we do that? We multiply the whole number by the denominator, add it to the numerator, and put it over the denominator, right? So we're gonna end up with, right, whole number multiplied by the denominator plus the numerator all over the denominator, right? So 2 times 4 plus 3, which is 8 plus 3 over 4. So we're going to end up with 5 and 1 over 6 multiplied by 8 over 9 divided by 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3, which is 11 over 4. All right. So we're going to divide first. So we need to flip the right side, which is this here. So we're going to get 5 and 1 over 6, right? 5 and 1 over 6 multiplied by 8 over 9 multiplied by 4 over 11. Cool. So you notice we're in a much better position now to solve this question because we follow the rules. Okay. Awesome. So great. Wonderful. So let's move on now. We need to break this down though. We want to break this down in order to multiply all three of them. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to end up with 5 multiplied by 6 plus 1 over 6 multiplied by 8 over 9 multiplied by 4 over 11. All right. So 5 times 6 would give us 30 plus 1, which is 31 over 6 multiplied by 8 over 9, right? Multiplied by 4 over 11. Cool. So great. So let's just break this down here. 2 can go into 6, which would give us 3. And 2 can go into 8, which would give us 4, right? Can this break down anymore? Because we can't really break anything down anymore. So we're going to end up with 31 times 4 times 4 over 3 times 9 times 11. Okay? So we're going to end up with... Alright guys, so we're going to end up with 496 over 297. And this is the answer. Alright guys? And yeah, we can actually break this down into mixed number form as well. 297 goes into 496 one time. And 297 minus 496 should give us 199. So it's 199 over 297 if we leave the answer in mixed number form. All right. All right, guys. So don't let the big numbers mix you up. Okay, guys. But it really helped out in this question that we divided first instead of multiply first. I really prefer to divide first instead of multiply first. And always just remember to follow the rules and you'll be fine. All right. Just follow the instructions and you'll be good. Hey guys, so you know I love to do 3 examples, right? So let's look at the last example here. We have to follow the BOMDAS rules in order to solve this problem with mixed numbers, okay? So the first thing is we're going to use brackets or then of multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, right? So the first thing we'll do is gonna add because we don't need to divide or multiply, and there's no brackets. So we're gonna add all the whole numbers, okay? So we're gonna get 9 minus 9 added to negative 5, and 9 added to negative 2, right? So, right, we add the whole numbers, then we add the fractions, okay? Which is 3 over 7 added to, well, added to a negative number, which is negative 1 over 14, right? Added to another negative number, which is 5 over 21. Cool. All right. So in order to solve this now, right, this 9 minus 5 would give us 4, minus 2 would give us 2. Then we have these 3 fractions here. So in order to add these 3 fractions together, we need to find the LCM. Cool. So we're going to use the lovely method. Okay. I'm going to use the lovely method here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write out 7, 14, and 21. We're going to draw a little table here. Cool. All right, then we're going to write out the prime factors, right? 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say, can 2 go into any of these numbers? Yes, 2 can go into 14. So we're going to get the 7 would remain the same. 2 divided into 14 gives you 7. And 2 cannot go into 21, so 21 remains the same. Then we're going to do the same thing again for this line. Can 2 go into it? Any of these numbers? No. Can 3 go into any of these numbers? Yes, it can. 3 can go into 21, and it leaves 7. So 7 remains the same. This 7 remains the same, and you end up with 7 here. Now for this last line, can 2 go into any of these 7s? No. 3 can't, 5 can't, but 7 can. So we're going to end up with 7 here. Then 7 divides through these 3 7s and leaves 1, 1, 1, which is what you're supposed to get when you finish the lovely method, right? So the LCM is equal to 2 times 3 times 7, which is the same thing as 2 times 3 would give you 6 times 7, which is actually 42, all right? All right, guys, so we found the denominator for all these 3 fractions. So let's just draw a line here, all right? And this line represents the dividing line. And it's all over 42, right? And 7 goes into 42 6 times, so this would be the numerator 3 multiplied by 6 here, right, for that 7, minus 14 goes into 42 3 times, so this is 1 multiplied by 3, right? The numerator multiplied by 14 into 42 goes 3 times. And the next one is minus 5. 21 goes into 42 2 times, so this is 5 times 10. All right, guys? Okay, so we should end up with 2 here, plus 3 multiplied by 6 gives us 18, minus 3. 1 times 3 would be 3, and 5 times 10. Oh, 5 times 2, not 10. Where did that 10 come from? Right. 21 goes into 42 2 times, not 10 times, so this is 5 times 2. So we end up with minus 10 here, all over 42, okay? All right, so 18 minus 10 minus 3 should give us 5. So we end up with 2 and 5 over 42. And that's the answer. All right, guys? Cool. All right, guys, so remember that you have to follow the rules of BODMAS, right? Or BOMDAS, okay? But I prefer to use BODMAS. I prefer to divide first, okay? So I would advise to stick to this, stick to dividing first. But you can also use this too. It's really up to you. But just remember to follow these rules when you're dealing with mixed numbers. All right? All right, guys. So that's it. And I'll see you in the next lecture. And remember to do your best, and God will do the rest.